So I will be muting. I will be right here if you have any questions or problems. You will run through it just like as if you had just logged on to meet your client and it's just another day at work and you're saying hi to your client, you're working with your client. So we want to see the whole counseling process from log on through the whole wrap up and saying goodbye. All righty, does that sound good?
Sure.
All right, so I will stop my video and I will mute myself and just let me know if you need anything. And you are a go.
Okay, good morning, Ms. Witt. My name is Nicole Aquilio and I'll be working with you in nutrition counseling. How has your day been so far?
It's been good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Now, do you prefer for me to address you as Ms. Witt or as Anna?
Anna's good.
Awesome. Did you have a good Labor Day weekend?
I had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. I got to go on the lake and see my dad.
Oh, awesome. What lake did you go to?
Lake Norman. It's in North Carolina.
Okay, I haven't heard of that, but that's interesting. I'm glad you had a good time.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a good time?
I did. I went camping, which was super awesome. But yeah, thanks for asking. So what brings you to nutrition counseling?
Can we pause really quick? I just want to make sure that I have so I'm the 40-year-old female, right?
Yes, you are playing your character, yes.
Okay, just checking because I was like, I didn't know if I was supposed to change my name with it and everything too. Okay.
You can, and again, because both of you will, actually I can take off my mask. Woo, watch that. Nobody's in here. Because this is improv and reality, and we talked about that and, yes, and concept. So whatever you go with, she's gonna go with too. So you both be flexible and take whatever realities each other creates. So yes, but you are the character of the 40-year-old guy. You look fantastic for your age. I shouldn't say that. That was very inappropriate for me to be speaking about appearance, but I'm just
come on now.
I need to know your skincare routine because
the secret is sunscreen.
Okay, good to know. All right, I'll mute myself.
All right. So I decided to come to counseling because I've been trying to lose weight. I was recently diagnosed with hypertension, and he told me that losing weight would also help alleviate the hypertension. And I'm also a little frightened that when I was younger, my dad died of a heart attack, and I'm afraid I don't want that to happen to me. So I'm trying to really start taking care of myself better and lose some weight.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your dad, and I'm glad that you've come to see someone like me for nutrition counseling to help better your lifestyle habits and kind of get healthier. So do you have a specific goal that you want to achieve in counseling? Is that losing weight for you?
I think I just want to alleviate my hypertension, get back in a certain range, a healthier range for my blood pressure.
Okay, well, that is something we can definitely work on together to help get that lowered. So since this is our first time working together, I did want to share with you my hope with how we will be working. So I do see myself as a source of information and support and an inspiration for you as we work together to solve this problem. And I can help you learn about healthy options, better lifestyle habits that can help get that hypertension and blood pressure under control. How does that sound? Does that something?
That's awesome.
Okay, great. So I did see in your chart that you were successful in losing some weight in the past. Could you tell me some strategies that helped you do that before?
Yeah, so it was about 5 years ago. I lost about 20 pounds, and it was using the Slim Fast meal replacement shakes and bars. I used those, and then at that point I was still exercising somewhat regularly, not a whole lot, but definitely more so than I am now.
Okay, and what motivated you to kind of make those changes and want to lose weight back then?
It was because I previously I grew up overweight, and I wanted to get rid of that, baby face kind of thing. And I had it my whole life and I wanted to get rid of it. And that was how I chose to do it.
Okay. And what did you find as a struggle when you did that Slim Fast? Like you mentioned that you gained that weight back after you lost it. What do you think was attributed to that?
I think it was just the maintenance of having to constantly buy it. And I don't live near a grocery store that sells them. So I would have to take a lot of very special trips to buy them in bulk and all these things. And it was just a real pain. So I stopped and that's how I gained that weight back.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like an inconvenience. I don't know that I would prefer to do that as well, but I'm glad that you took some steps to try to lose some weight and kind of take that under control. And I know that weight maintenance is a lot difficult or a lot more difficult than losing the weight at first. So we can definitely work on, you know, getting you some weight loss and as well as maintaining that weight loss over your lifetime. Did you make any other food changes during then besides just doing the meal replacement shakes?
Not particularly. That was the main thing. That was the main component that I changed. I still wasn't eating. Well, actually, I did start having the shakes for breakfast instead of just normally having coffee, which is what I always have. So I think that also helped, having something in my stomach in the morning besides coffee.
Okay.
Was a big help.
Okay, so now that I know some of your history with like weight loss, I would like to know about like your typical day that you live through now. So would you mind taking me through a typical day in your life so I can better understand that?
Yeah, for sure. So I work as a computer programmer and my office is in my house. It's just down the hall from my bedroom. So I just get up, roll out of bed, make my coffee, go, check my emails, things like that. I no longer eat anything for breakfast other than that coffee, and it's about 2 creamers and 3 sugars. And then prior to working at home, I would pack a lunch, have a sandwich or a salad, and I would have an afternoon snack later on, and I would have Dr. Peppers with both of those, the snack and the lunch. So, and I felt so good about packing my lunch from home that I would treat myself by going out for dinner.
Gotcha.
Every night too. So that was typically how my meals were throughout the day. And other than getting up to get food, I wouldn't really move that often.
No. Okay. So just work. Do you do anything after work? Like any hobbies or anything that you enjoy doing?
Not anymore. I used to walk my dog every day, but she sadly passed.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What kind of dog was it?
It was a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Those are so pretty.
So big. She was the best.
Okay. So the first thing that you have in the morning is that coffee. Nothing before that.
Nothing before.
And the snack before lunch. Yeah. And then what'd you say you had for lunch? A salad or a?
Usually a salad or a sandwich.
And do you make that at home or do you get that from an outside restaurant?
I buy them pre-made at the grocery store.
Okay. And then you said Dr. Pepper is your drink of choice?
Yeah, I usually have 2 or 3 of them a day.
Okay. And then you tend to eat dinner out. Is there any like special place that you enjoy or that you tend to eat most?
My favorite is Chinese food. So I get P.F. Chang's usually 2 days out of the week. And then my second favorite type of food is Mexican food.
Oh, yeah.
So I get Taco Bell 2 more days out of the week. And Fridays are my treat, which is pizza.
Okay. Do you live with anybody else or is it just you?
Well, my husband's kind of a deadbeat. Ex-husband, I should say now. Okay. So now I just live by myself ever since he moved out. Okay.
And where do you live? Like what type of living situation do you have?
I got the house in the divorce, so okay. I still live in the house.
Nice. That helps. We'll take
Great lawyer.
Was the divorce recent or?
The divorce was 6 months ago.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how that, yeah.
Cool.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, but I hope it's for the best.
We're better off.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so are there any type of habits that you think you'd be best at addressing at the moment?
I think the exercise, developing better exercise habits, or just developing an exercise habit in general, I'd probably be best at right now. I've been so accustomed to the routine of my meals. I know I could do it because I have done it before. I could adjust it. But at this moment in my life, I think exercising would be the easiest.
Okay. And is that something that's very important to you right now? Is the exercise? Okay. And how confident do you feel about making that change in your life?
I feel confident starting it, but I know maintaining it will be really, really hard for me. But
Okay.
I'm optimistic on how I can, with your help, keep it going.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. And I hope that working with me does help you in that aspect of your life. You said that you don't really exercise at the moment or on and off.
No, not at all. I used to do yoga in the mornings,
Oh,
and
nice.
then I let that go. I used to, walk my dog, but I let that go. I had to let that go as well. I'm thinking of getting another dog, so that way I have, be moving around,
Yeah.
training it, something. So that's like a hobby, I feel like.
A motivation to get you out of the house and
Right.
take that stress off of you throughout the day. Oh, that's a great idea. Do you know any of the guidelines around physical activity at the moment?
Last I heard when I was in school, it was an hour a day, 60 minutes a day.
Okay, so yeah, around the recommended time is 150 to 300 minutes a week. So that could be like 30 minutes, 5 days a week, if that is something that you could think that you could do. But if you can do an hour a day, that'd be awesome. Do you have any? You said you do yoga, or you did yoga in the past. Is that your favorite type of physical activity that you usually do?
Yes, that's my favorite lately, or I mean, it's the most recent one I can remember, but I also used to do Zumba classes.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. I've never been into that myself, but it looks like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. You get a good sweat going, and it was honestly the best. I always felt the best after those workouts.
Well, that's great. Have you thought about how you can incorporate that into your routine on a daily basis? Is there a specific time of day you think would work the best?
Probably the uh probably around midday with lunch. I was thinking about that with work. I can always take a longer lunch hour and go and work out and come back. And I'm also more of a morning person, so I think I could do it before work too.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. And definitely getting out of the house and doing it somewhere else will help you be more motivated to do that as well. Because I know staying inside can kind of be draining and you're like, yeah, I'll do that later. But actually having some place to go is great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so moving more and sitting less would be great and getting up that physical activity. Is that the main focus that you want to do right now, or do you want to focus on some diet changes as well?
Yeah, I actually have a question. What kind of I'm not ready for really big changes quite yet with my diet, but do you have any small changes that you think could help ease me into that?
Yeah, so I know a big one for a lot of people is the soda that does bring a lot of calories and sugar into our diet that we may not know about. And you said that you like Dr. Pepper, which I love Dr. Pepper too. But a good change is doing like diet soda
Mhm.
because it does kind of lower that and take out those sugars. So if you could just make that simple switch to doing diet Dr. Pepper. And if you think you could maybe do like soda water, flavored soda
Yeah.
water or something. I find that helps me a lot when I want to reach for a soda, but I don't really need one. Is that something that you think you could do?
For sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Hot. Hey, Colby.
Yeah.
How long are these supposed to be?
So I can't believe you're the first one to ask that. So you actually have longer because you're the only one going today. When two people are going, we probably need to keep them to about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. You
can go longer. You can do 30 easily. Okay. It's up to you.
So I could end it now. I wrote down my points. I'm at the end of my points. Yeah. Okay.
I'll tell you what, do you have that sheet in front of you that I sent last night that has the checklist?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you kind of review that for a second, see if there's anything that you want to explore further, and then you can move into the wrap up if you still want to move straight to wrap up.
Okay. Are you talking about oh, never mind.
You got it. It looks like, it's the one that looks like this?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, look through that. There's 2 pages. While she does that, I'll make a note for all of you guys watching at home right now. So it'd be great to think about what if you were the counselor here and you'd come to this point, what do you think you would be doing next? It's like I said, it's what were those pick your own ending books or movies? So this is a great time to write down some notes because Nicole will get to see them later. And it's what she would have done next, and then you'll get to see what she does next. So you'll see whether she picked the same thing as you did. Okay, I can never stay quiet. It's a dangerous thing. So, and the other thing is, as you're looking over, for everybody, as you're looking over these, when there's something that you're not quite sure what that would mean, that's, again, think about it as if you were doing the counseling today, would you know exactly what all those points mean? If there's anything on your sheet that you aren't sure if she touched on that, especially this first time since you're doing it at home and you have time to look things back up in your book and your notes, look through everything and make sure you know what all those terms mean and how they might be applied. So this is a great chance. It will take you longer at home today, but it's definitely a valuable opportunity. So now we'll be quiet. Try. See.
Okay. This is awkward. Okay.
You cut out, sorry.
I didn't say a thing.
Okay.
Okay.
What are we doing?
Oh, I'm trying to think about something.
What about if I told you what religion I am? I think my religion would have a really big impact on my diet plan.
I feel like that might have been something that we should have gone over in the beginning. So I think it's kind of far gone.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll give you a suggestion then, because if you do get a point where, because our minds can have blanks anytime. So no matter what we're doing, we can be counseling and all of a sudden hit just a wall where we're like, I have no idea what we were just doing and where I need to go, right? You can always have certain questions that you have in your back pocket, so to speak, that you can pull out and use during those times of those moments. So one question that's often will work, is there anything you could say, is there anything else that we haven't talked about so far that you think would be important for me to know? That would have given her a chance or him a chance to say, to provide that information. So, something to that effect is always a good kind of get you back into it moment. So is there anything you can think of that you'd like to share with me?
Okay. I'm going to use that. Okay, Anna, has there anything else that you think that I should know or that you would like to talk about?
Since you're my counselor, I have to tell you that I am Buddhist. Okay. And because of that, I have adopted a vegetarian lifestyle because I believe it comes around, goes around, and I don't want to partake in the killing of animals and support that. So if that helps with anything. So because of that, also, there's not a whole lot of vegetarian options for me with fast food. So French fries are kind of my best friend.
Right. Mm-hmm. I get that. I was a vegetarian a few years ago, and I actually continue to maintain that diet. So I understand where you're coming from. What I've found helpful in that aspect, if you at this time are going to continue to eat out at those restaurants that you really like, there are a few blogs and websites online that you can look up, and people will actually go through each menu at a restaurant and say, like, this is what's vegetarian, or here's like a simple meal that you could order from these restaurants that can align with your dietary values. And I found that really helpful at the beginning of my vegetarian journey. So that's something that you could always look up online and see what they have.
That's awesome. And also, one thing that's very weird about me is I hate the way that, like, the texture. I have a really bad texture thing, and I'm really sensitive to the way rice feels in my mouth. Okay. So I also rarely eat rice or quinoa, stuff like that. I think that stuff just feels funny in my mouth, so I don't eat it.
I mean, we all have our certain preferences. Yeah, we just you can find some alternatives that kind of help you feel more comfortable eating certain foods. Like pasta, a weird thing for you?
Yeah, I could try that. I've never tried it before.
You haven't tried pasta before?
Mm-mm.
Pasta's awesome. I like the tri-colored pasta because it makes my meal super fun. So you should definitely give that a go.
I will.
Awesome. Is that all? Did you have anything else that you wanted to bring up or that you had concerns about?
The closest grocery store for me is a CVS. So I'll start driving a little farther to go to the Kroger. That's a couple miles past that. Do you think there's things I could keep on buying at the CVS, or should I just bypass it completely and just go straight to Kroger?
Is it like a Kroger CVS? Because I know that they have some of those.
Or is it not
a lean old drugstore?
Just like a convenience store.
Yeah, I mean, for your weekly, how often do you go to the grocery store?
Once every 2 weeks.
Okay, so I mean, for your bulk weekly grocery store, I'd recommend going to Kroger. But if there's just a few things you need to pick up throughout the week, then the CVS, yeah, that's fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. Perfect. Awesome. Do you live in kind of a food desert, would you say?
Yeah, I would say so. It's kind of lower income area. Oh my God, I'm improv'd out. I've improv'd so much. I'll keep going though.
Low income. Have you looked up any food pantries or food banks or anything to maybe get some of those staple items for you so that you don't have to drive so far to the grocery maybe?
That's really smart. I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah.
I had not thought of that. Sometimes one of the local churches has a grocery drive, but it's very sparingly. It's only whenever they get the funds for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I definitely recommend you take advantage of that if going to the grocery store is kind of a hassle for you on those weeks that you need to go. They tend to have a lot of pantry stable stuff, and sometimes they even have like fresh fruits and vegetables, so that could help kind of incorporate those into your diet throughout the week. So,
Okay.
yeah. Anything else? No?
That's it.
Okay. So I just wanted to kind of recap about what we talked about today. So you're coming to counseling to kind of lower that hypertension and kind of develop better eating habits, as well as increasing your physical activity. And we talked about how the recommendation is about 150 to 300 minutes a week. Is there a goal that we could set for this session that we could come back to next session to see how you're doing? Maybe how many minutes you would like to work out in a week or something like that?
Yeah, I can try and go for a 30-minute walk for a majority of the days.
How many days do you think you could do that?
I think I could manage 4 days.
Okay, so try to do 30 minutes 4 days a week. Okay, awesome. That's great. And then we talked about the soda and doing some diet soda. Do you think you could completely transition into diet soda, or do you think that's something that you'll kind of need to gradually go into?
I feel very confident in my ability to just fully go straight over to the diet. It doesn't taste that different to me, and if it's that much, if that baby step can help me even a little bit, I'll do it.
Okay, so do you want to make a goal of just completely switching that over? And we can see how that goes next time we meet?
Yeah.
Awesome. When would you like to meet next? Is there a certain day that works for you?
Let's keep this time same day next week.
Awesome. That sounds great. Well, it was really nice meeting you, Anna, and kind of getting to know you and your life. And I hope that I can really help with you make a difference in your life.
Thank you so much, Nicole. This means the world.
Awesome. I'll see you next time.
See ya.
Thank you, guys. That was great. I am proud of all of us, including me, that I would manage to not interrupt, because I said I would let you guys go all the way through this time without all the fun interruptions that we'll be doing later. So just consider that was a bonus, because the other people who will be really wishing they were you and that I wasn't interrupting them to get them to try things. So thank you. And if you have any questions, you'll be getting this video also in your email. So to look back at it if you want to, and you don't have to if you do not want to.
Yeah.
If this, like I kind of said in that email, that if this were the final product that you've been practicing all semester to get to this product, then I would probably have you watching it and evaluating it and work to get this polished moment. But this is about learning. This is about this is what we're doing throughout the semester. So
that was my first time ever doing that.
And it was great. You're gonna, and the wonderful part is you're gonna keep getting even more and more comfortable, and you're gonna even have more and more. And I will
share what your expectations were this time. I was like, I hope they're low.
Yes, no, you do. And think about it for everything else, and everybody else can think about this. I was gonna bring it up in class, but I'll say it on the recording if they're still listening. That even if everything else in if it were a real counseling experience and everything else had gone the same way, but if you came out at the end with Anna feeling like she was actually switching all of her diet, sodas over to all of her regular sodas over to diet, and if she really had a goal and 30 minutes a day sounded pretty good, think about the difference that's going to make in her life and in her health outcomes that she's looking for. So that because you were able to get to that goal setting and have those very concrete, smart goals, that in itself, and y'all seem to have pretty good rapport. Of course, y'all know each other, and then and you're in this unique situation. So I think that rapport pretty good to bond with. But if you did meet with somebody for the first time online and had this kind of good conversation, and that person had those very realistic, smart goals, I would walk away feeling pretty good with that.
Okay.
You know, so it's just going to get better from here.
Awesome.
That's great. Yeah, that's what it does. That's what it does. Except for technology, in which case,
yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, still overcoming. It's so weird. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys, and I will see everybody in class. I'm trying to remember what day it is.
I think.
Yes, and actually, I won't see you Tuesday because you have a guest speaker, right? Oh, yeah. So I see you Thursday.
Okay.
Weird. If you need anything before then.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Talk to you later. Bye, guys.